Okay, let's dive right in. The year is February 2026.
Right.
We are so deep into the era of synthetic media. And if you're a creator, maybe a CEO, anyone really, anyone trying to explain a complex idea, you're at this very strange crossroads.
It's a crossroads where the signposts are pointing in, well, completely opposite directions. It's incredibly confusing if you're trying to allocate a budget.
Exactly. On one side, you've got what I call digital inevitability. This whole narrative we've been hearing for years, it's like, why would you ever leave your house? We've got VO3, we have Sora, Google AI Ultra. The whole promise is you can conjure a movie from thin air, sitting in your pajamas. The prompt and pray method.
Prompt and pray. I like that. That's a very good way to put it.
And then on the other side of this crossroads, there's this stubborn, persistent thing called reality.
Actual atoms.
Actual atoms. Physical studios, lights, cameras, real microphones. And we have a report on our desk today that focuses on a very specific place. Voxel Micro Video Labs, specifically the Donn Allan Experience out in San Pedro.
And this report is just fascinating because it basically takes a sledgehammer to the core assumption that digital is always cheaper.
That's been the golden rule, right? Bits are cheaper than atoms.
Always. But this report asks, are they really?
So that's the headline for us today. We're looking at a direct comparison for producing a 50-minute video. If you need to make a long-form asset, a podcast, a training course, a keynote, where does the smart money actually go?
And what's so surprising is that the data we're looking at suggests that if you want to save money in 2026, you might actually need to get in your car.
Right.
Drive to a physical place and stand in front of a real camera lens.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to audit the cost of reality versus the cost of the simulation. We've got the pricing for the physical world, and we've got the hidden cost as the digital one. Let's start with the physical contender. Voxel.
Okay, so to really get why this is even a conversation, you have to look at their 2026 launch strategy. They're running a 50% discount right now.
Which is aggressive.
Very. But even if you take that away, the underlying business model is what's so disruptive. They call them micro video labs.
Looking at the specs, it feels like they're trying to productize being in a studio. The way Uber productized getting a ride.
That's a perfect analogy. It used to be this whole production. You'd need insurance, day rates, gear rental.
So much friction.
They've just removed all of it. It's access over ownership.
Let's get into the numbers. The entry-level tier. They call it the Velocity Starter.
This is the baseline. The report has it listed at a flat fee of $30.
$30. Okay, I have to stop you there. I bought a smoothie yesterday that was almost $20. $30 gets you.
What?
A closet with a ring light and an iPhone on a tripod?
No, and that's the hook. That's the whole point. For $30, you get a 50-minute session in a 50-square-foot acoustically treated room.
Okay.
But the gear is what's key. You get 2 professional 4K cinema cameras and a pro-level lighting grid.
So, not a webcam.
Far from it. This is broadcast quality stuff. If you tried to build the Velocity setup in your own home office, the cameras, the nice lenses, the key lights, audio gear, you're looking at, what, $4,000 to $5,000 in capital expenditure.
Before you've even hit record on video number one. And that's assuming you know how to make it not look like a hostage video.
Precisely. Voxel just turns that $4,000 CapEx into a $30 OpEx. An operational expense, you just swipe your card, use the gear, and you leave.
But $30, I mean, is that even sustainable for them? It feels like a loss leader just to get you hooked.
It is definitely designed to get people in the door, but it scales up. If you need more than just you talking to a camera, you go up to the Momentum Builder. That's $45.
And what's the extra $15 for?
Space and angles. You go from 50 square feet to 100. Now you can fit 2 to 4 people. And they add a third camera.
So that's podcast territory, interviews.
Yep. And then for the, let's say, heavy hitters, people doing online courses, corporate communications, there's the Authority Amplifier at $80.
And what's that?
That's a 200 square foot custom set. This is where you get the look that signals expert. You know, the bookshelves, the depth, the texture.
I always wonder about those bookshelves. Are the books even real?
In a physical studio, they usually are. And that texture is so important for a camera sensor. It creates that depth of field, that professional look.
And what about the top of the food chain? The money is no object tier.
The Global Leader Suite, $140.
Okay, let's just flag that. The absolute luxury, top-of-the-line cinematic physical experience maxes out at $140 for a 50-minute session.
That's right. 400 square feet, 4 or more cameras, cinematic lighting. It's for big panels, major productions.
Now, there's a really important nuance the report brings up about time. In the physical world, the clock is the currency.
Yes, and this is the fundamental difference between the two economic models. At Voxel, you're paying for time in the room.
Which means if I sit there for 45 minutes staring at the wall having a panic attack and then record for 5 minutes, I pay the same price.
Correct. But the flip side, and this is where it gets efficient, is if you're a pro and you can just rattle off 50 minutes of content in one go, you walk out with 50 minutes of finished multi-camera 4K footage. The cost per minute of actual output plummets.
What about rendering time?
0. And this is a critical point. In the physical world, nature does the rendering.
Nature does the rendering. I love that.
It's true. Photons hit the sensor, the file gets written to a drive, there's no processing lag, you walk out the door with your files. Physics is doing all the heavy lifting for free.
Okay, hold that thought, because that is the perfect transition. Nature does the rendering for free. Now we pivot to the other side of the ring, generative AI.
The challengers.
VO3, Sora, Google AI Ultra. The whole pitch has always been about democratization. Digital is cheap. It's infinite. I don't have to drive to San Pedro.
The convenience factor is huge. You can't deny it. No commute, no scheduling. But the report argues we've all kind of fallen into a subscription trap when it comes to the real cost.
Walk me through that, because I see the ads, pro plan, $29.99 a month. That sounds way cheaper than a studio.
It's the marketing. But if you look at the fine print on a real pro plan for something like Google AI Ultra or Sora Pro in 2026.
The ones that give you commercial rights and high-res output.
Exactly. Those are hovering around $200 to $250 a month.
Okay. Quite a jump from 30. But still, $250 a month?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, 2 sessions at Voxel's top tier? If I can generate unlimited video for that, it still seems like a steal.
But you can't. You can't generate unlimited video. That's the big misconception. These models all run on credits or compute units.
Ah, the dreaded credits. I run out of those just making images.
And video is exponentially more resource hungry. Generative video is not like text. It is incredibly computationally expensive. You are asking a massive data center to hallucinate 24 frames every second at 4K resolution while maintaining temporal consistency.
Temporal consistency. That's the technical term for making sure the person's face doesn't melt between frames.
Right. Exactly. Or making sure their shirt doesn't change color or the background doesn't start warping. Keeping all those pixels stable from one frame to the next takes an enormous amount of power. It just eats GPU cycles.
So the unlimited buffet is actually more of a set menu.
A very small set menu. That $250 subscription might get you, say, 1,000 credits. But a single minute of high-res 4K video might burn 50 of those credits.
So you get maybe 20 minutes of video for your monthly fee.
If you're lucky. And once you burn through those base credits, which happens really fast with long-form content, you enter the pay-as-you-go zone.
And this is where the math in the report gets kind of terrifying.
It is shocking. The report breaks down the effective cost of high-end AI video generation. We're talking VO3, stuff that's indistinguishable from reality. The cost is roughly $30 per minute.
Hold on. $30 per minute.
Yes.
That's the price of the entire 50-minute session at Voxel's entry tier.
For 1 minute of AI video. And here's the kicker. That $30 isn't just for the final perfect minute you use. It factors in the waste.
What do you mean the waste? Like outtakes?
Think about how you actually use AI. You write a prompt, it generates something, you look at it and go, oh, the hands look weird, or the lighting is wrong, or he blinked in a creepy way. So what do?
I regenerate, I tweak the prompt, and I hit the button again.
And the meter is running every single time. You're paying for the failures. In a physical studio, if you mess up a word, you just say it again. It costs you 10 seconds. In AI, if the render is a failure, you paid for the computation to generate the mistake, and then you have to pay again to fix it.
So let's extrapolate this out. Our mission is a 50-minute video, a deep dive, just like this. If I try to generate a 50-minute high-fidelity narrative with VO3.
The report estimates that a 50-minute production, once you factor in all the prompt engineering, the rerolls for consistency, the upscaling, it could easily hit $1,500.
$1,500.
In pure computing costs.
Versus $140 for the absolute best physical suite.
It's an order of magnitude difference.
It's 10 times more expensive to be fake.
It is expensive to be fake. That should be their new slogan, because you're paying for a supercomputer to invent every single pixel 24 times a second for almost an hour.
Whereas in the studio,
the photons are free. The camera just has to be there to catch what already exists.
that is just wild.
Yeah.
But to be fair, to play devil's advocate, not everyone needs that cinematic VO3 quality. I see those avatar videos everywhere, the Hagen style. Surely those don't cost $1,500.
No, and that's a really important distinction to make. We have to separate the high-end generative from the budget avatar tools. With something like Synthesia or Hagen, yeah, the costs fall off a cliff. You're talking 50 cents to maybe $2 a minute.
Okay, so 50 cents a minute. For a 50-minute video, that's $25. Now we're undercutting Voxel.
Financially, yes. But then you have to talk about the uncanny valley tax.
The uncanny, the soulless stare tax.
At that price point, you are not getting a dynamic human performance. You are getting a puppet. A very sophisticated one, but still a puppet. The lighting is flat. The body language is repetitive. It's just a talking head in a box.
And it sends a message, doesn't it? If a CEO sends out a 50-minute keynote delivered by their $25 avatar.
It signals efficiency over connection. It says, I didn't care enough to actually record this myself. For a compliance video, maybe that's fine, but for a sales pitch, for a brand manifesto.
You're saving a few bucks, but you might be burning credibility.
Exactly. Authenticity is an intangible asset, but it has a very real value. People just disconnect when they sense something is synthetic.
Okay, so let's try to synthesize all this for someone listening. We've got 3 clear buckets now. There's the physical high-end with Voxel, the digital high-end with VO or Sora, and then the digital budget with the avatars.
It feels like a classic pick 2 situation, you know? Quality, cost, convenience. You can't have all 3.
Let's run a scenario. I want to do exactly this, what we're doing right now. 2 people, bouncing ideas, interrupting each other, having a real conversation. For 50 minutes, where's the smart money?
In that scenario, the smart money is overwhelmingly on Voxel.
Why? I mean, beyond just the price tag.
It's the micro-expression factor. Human conversation is just so incredibly complex. It's the timing of a nod, the way you might squint when you're skeptical.
Talking over each other.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to prompt 2 AI agents to interact with that level of chaotic chemistry? You'd spend weeks just trying to get the timing and latency right so the laughter sounds genuine and not terrifying.
So the human time cost, me sitting there typing laugh now, is huge.
Massive. In the studio, you have the conversation. The production is happening in real time. The chemistry is free.
Okay, so Voxel wins for the long-form, human-centric stuff. Well, when do I look at this report and say, you know what? I'm paying the $1,500. Fire the GPUs.
You choose AI when physical reality is your biggest limitation.
Give me an example.
Let's say you don't want to host this deep dive in a studio. You want to host it from the surface of Mars. Or you want your guest to be a historical figure who died in 1850.
Voxel has nice lights, but I don't think they have a time machine or a Mars rover in the back.
Exactly. If the visuals have to be impossible, AI is your only option. You pay that premium for the magic. You're paying to remove all constraints.
What about volume?
That is the other big win for AI. Let's say you're a news organization and you need to generate 50 separate 1-minute clips every day on breaking news, but in 12 different languages.
Right. I'm not driving to San Pedro 50 times a day, and I definitely don't speak 12 languages.
So AI offers that infinite scalability. Voxel is linear. You have to physically be there in linear time. AI is parallel. You can spin up 100 servers at once and get all 50 videos done in 5 minutes.
So it really boils down to, do you need depth or do you need scale?
That's the perfect way to distill it. Physical studios are for depth, deep human connection, deep credibility, long-form attention. AI is for scale. Mass volume, impossible visuals, language localization.
It feels like we've been trying to force AI to do everything just because it's the new shiny toy.
Yeah.
We're using a Ferrari to go get groceries.
That's a really common pattern with new technology. We get a new tool and we try to apply it to every single problem. This report feels like a reality check. It's saying, hey, for this specific job, sitting down and talking to people, the old way isn't just better, it's actually cheaper.
The great irony of 2026. To save money on your video, you have to put on pants and leave the house.
A tragic irony for many of us, but yes.
I want to circle back to the output, though. Post-production. Because that is a huge pain point for creators.
Oh, it's the hidden time sink. It's where all creative energy goes to die.
If I go to Voxel, I walk out with files, but I still have to edit them, right?
True, but the Donn Allan Experience spec sheet specifically mentions instant dual or triple angle video ready for social.
What does that actually mean?
It means they're live switching it, like a TV broadcast. When you're talking, the camera's on you. When I jump in, it cuts to me. A producer or an automated system is making those cuts live. So when you're done, that 50-minute file is already a finished edit.
So I could upload it to YouTube from the parking lot.
You could. Versus the AI workflow, which is prompt, wait for render, review, spot a glitch, reprompt, wait again, then take all those little clips and stitch them together in an editor. The time to market is so much slower for a high-quality AI narrative.
That's completely counterintuitive. We think digital means instant.
But in this case, physical is instant because the work happens in real time. There's no latency in reality.
I just keep coming back to that phrase you used. Nature does the rendering.
Yeah.
It makes me think about what we're actually valuing here.
We're paying for the consistency of physics. In the real world, shadows always behave like shadows. You don't have to prompt gravity to work. It works.
Gravity is a free feature included in the Velocity package.
It's the best feature they've got.
So, final verdict then. Voxel wins for human connection and long-form economy. AI wins for infinite scale and impossible visuals.
That feels like the fair assessment, yes.
But I have to ask. This is a snapshot in time. It's February 2026. The cost of computing is only going down, right? Moore's Law is still a thing.
Eventually, yes. The cost of inference will drop. The models will get more efficient.
So is Voxel just a temporary fix?
Yeah.
The lifeboat. In 5 years, when VO5 comes out and it costs a penny a minute, does the physical studio just die?
And that gets to the most provocative question in this whole thing. Let's imagine the cost becomes equal. Let's say AI becomes practically free. What happens then to the value of the real?
Scarcity drives value.
Precisely. Right now we're comparing cost. But think about any luxury market. Why do people buy mechanical watches that are less accurate than a $10 digital watch?
It's the craftsmanship, the imperfections, the human element.
Right. So as AI gets closer to perfection, perfect lighting, perfect skin, perfect speech, will we start to pay a premium for human imperfection?
The glitch of a real person stumbling over a word.
Or a shadow that's not perfectly cinematic. Or a breath that's a little too audible. Will those become the watermarks of authenticity? Will a verified human badge on a video be the ultimate status symbol?
That's a wild thought. We could get to a point where a video looks too good, and because it looks too good, we trust it less.
I think we're already seeing the start of that. The super glossy, polished look is starting to feel like spam. When I see something that's too perfect, my brain immediately thinks ad or bot.
So the studio of the future might not be selling cameras and lights. They might be selling proof of humanity.
Proof of humanity. I like that. That's a very valuable commodity.
Well, whether you are booking a slot in San Pedro to capture some genuine photons, or you're lining up prompts to build a world on Mars, we hope this helps you spend your budget and your time a little more wisely.
Choose the right tool for the mission. Don't use a hammer to tighten a screw.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. Go make something real or really cool and fake. We'll see you next time.